how to delegate 95% of your tasks by hiring virtual assistants for your law firm. So it's not just an expression. I really do mean 95% of your tasks. It's not just a virtual assistant, it also encompasses employees, obviously, but this is just for hiring virtual assistants. I give you guys the document. So typically, this is what running a law firm looks like. We get a list of tasks, they come in, and we hide a little bit of, maybe we half-ass with some things, and we try to put it away, and then basically the conveyor belt speeds up, and we basically just try to do the best we can and just try to put out fires or do a little bit of everything. So what I taught in the last session where I shared with you guys some online tools where automation is using online tools to replace you. Today we're talking about delegation, which is using people to replace you. It's a constant job of trying to replace the tasks that you're doing with people and tools. The reason why you want to do this is not necessarily to work less, is that you'll be able to become a more productive, efficient person who works the way that you like, that basically based on things that you're good at, essentially. What are those things? And I think we're going to get to it. So again, I shared last time, everything that I teach is based on these 3 key principles. It has to be virtual. Obviously, virtual assistance goes along with that. It's automated. It helps you automate your law firm, and it also helps you scale and grow without necessarily doing more. And we're going to talk about how you're going to automate your law firm today by delegating. Again, it's the second part of the whole automation kind of process. So I keep having to moving these things around. Let me put it down here. So why is hiring virtual assistants so crucial for running a successful law firm? The why. Let's get the why out of the way. Because if your business depends on you, you don't own a business, you have a job, and it's the worst job in the world because you're working for a lunatic. All right. So if you're your own boss, you're essentially still an employee. Don't think that you're on your own, you're anything special. And this is one thing that I came up with. It was the kind of that the idea is the more you matter to your law firm, essentially the less your law firm is worth. The goal isn't necessarily to be worth more and to grow more and be bigger. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's basically the law firm that you will be good for you. Basically, everyone's different, but I think essentially all this stuff helps you. Time is money, and the more you're able to hand off tasks to virtual assistants, the more money you make. It's completely correlated, and I'll prove that to you guys. And I can tell you also, hiring virtual assistants has been by far my most leverageable tool for your law firm. Again, you're just this one ball. How can you balance so many balls? Well, it's by creating these systems to be able to scale it out that way. And it's not about getting more things done. It's about getting the right things done. Okay, getting very specific. So what we're going to do today is you're going to figure out exactly what tasks you should actually hand off to a virtual assistant. Number 2 is I'm going to tell you the best place to hire the virtual assistants, which is actually one of my secret sauces. And then third, I'll actually show you my screen of actually how to hire your first virtual assistant. You guys will have the recordings to be able to follow along later. And as you follow along, hopefully be able to hire your own virtual assistants by this week. And what I'm about to also share with you is from the experience that I got within the last 5 or 6 years that I've hired at least 132 virtual assistants for multiple law firms. And I'm taking all that experience and learnings that I got and now sharing with you guys. It's just one of my law firms, 84 law firms that I hired on Upwork. So step 1, grab your worksheets. We're gonna write down on what tasks to hand off to a virtual assistant. So how do you figure that out? This what I'm about to share with you guys is based on this book, Free to Focus. I was actually already planning on, creating this training, and then randomly, this is the book I happened to be reading this past weekend, just a couple of days ago, and the stuff that I'm going to share with you is perfectly hit those things that I'm about to share with you. So it talks about 4 zones of productivity. The first zone is the drudgery zone. These are the tasks that you have no passion for, and you're not necessarily good at it. And these are essentially doing the things that you hate doing, and you're probably not good at doing anyways. So look at your worksheets. I give you guys some examples. This is active class tonight. Grab a pen, and I want you to write the tasks that you're currently doing that you're not necessarily good at, and you probably don't like. What are some tasks that you do? I gave you guys some examples to kind of inspire some things: answering emails, creating client folders, invoicing, billing, calendaring, creating PDFs, faxes, data entry, following up on leads. Some ideas there. You could take some of those and write that down for yourself. Whatever it is, just take a moment to write it down. Think about today if you can't come up with anything. Okay, next one, zone 3. These are, this is the disinterest zone. These are tasks that you're good at, that you know how to do. Not necessarily good at, you just know how to do it, but you aren't really like too fond of doing it. You can do the tasks, but maybe someone else can do them for you. You know, it's not that big of a deal. So look at your worksheets. It says they drain your energy. Why? Because you have no passion for it. So what are those tasks you're like, you know what, I got to do this just because I have to, basically. So write it down. So for example, following up with the leads. By the way, when I wrote these examples, like, you know, I was thinking about my own stuff too. So it's probably a good idea. It's a good reason that you guys may have the same ones. Following up with leads, maybe updating clients, communicating with them, creating your website, making social media posts, creating thumbnails for YouTube, whatever that is. It could even be obviously legal work, client work, discovery, anything legal obviously is definitely included. And it's not just, by the way, it's not just tasks that you think virtual assistants can do. Again, this is just general stuff about you that you can either hand off to virtual assistants or employees or whoever. Next zone, distraction zone. Things that, you know, you like, but you're not necessarily good at it. So on top of page 2 on your worksheet says these tasks aren't draining your energy. You probably like doing them, but they're huge time wasters, and you probably know it like bottom of your heart. So such as making changes to a website, you know, constantly refining something, whatever that is. There's all of us have something that we constantly refine. Answering emails nonstop, trying to get clients from Clubhouse. Just yesterday, I posted in my Facebook group how much I don't like Clubhouse, and how 99% of people who use it are wasting their time on it. And, you know, obviously some people love it, but I said it generally, like a general statement. But yeah, watching general YouTube videos. What are some things that you get distracted by that, you know, you like, but you probably shouldn't be doing them? And the last zone, these are tasks where your passion and proficiency intersect. All right, this is where the perfect harmony. I'm good at it and I like it. Okay, where you can unleash your unique abilities and gifts, something you're probably exceptionally good at. Maybe you like talking on the phone to clients. Maybe you like being behind a computer just doing discovery. Okay, so whatever you see yourself naturally doing, that it feels right. That, you know, even if you had all the money in the world, what would you be doing? Basically. So for example, you know, for me, it's like creating systems and processes for my law firm, recording videos, tracking, evaluating, you know, your marketing metrics, creating an FAQ for your clients, maybe creating funnels or, you know, systems to be able to get clients online, whatever that is. Things that you're good at, that you like, you enjoy doing. I mean, you did it. You probably forgot about time. You're just doing it. They call it flow zone, right? I think that's what it's called. You get into the flow. So what's the goal? Your goal is to only, that's the, you know, ultimate realistic goal you always strive towards. It's not like you're gonna ever accomplish it. You're just gonna constantly strive towards it. To only work in your desire zone, which is the last zone, and hand off everything else to somebody else. All right, everything else. Okay, all those other 3 zones you should not be doing. That's basically the breakthrough you guys have to have And that's what I mean by, 80%, 95%, 75%. That's the idea. Getting rid of this bottom 80% usually. All right. So that's how you find out what to hand off, because a lot of people that talk, I teach about hiring these things. And then the first question is like, well, I don't have anything to hand off. I'm like, what are you talking about? What I always say is like, whenever you want to drink, you always grab the cup, then you fill it up. So you hire the virtual assistants and then you give them tasks. Don't try to say I don't have tasks, then let me go hire. When I have tasks, let me go hire. No, it's backwards. You hire first, you get the cup, and then you fill it up. So hire before you think. You have to hire. You always have to hire before when you think you should be doing, because you're not hiring for now. You're always hiring for where you're going to be in 6 months. Keep that in mind. A lot of people don't realize that. Not where you are now, based on where you want to be in 6 months. Because whatever you do now, the result of it has to manifest itself, and it usually takes about 6 months. All right, so it's a pretty cool book. I'm still reading it. Free to Focus, by the way, it's called. It's just one of the chapters, and coincided with exactly when I was creating this. And it makes total sense. And your idea is to get into this desired zone, basically. Inside of Legal Fun, I have a list of what tasks that our virtual assistants can do. The answer is pretty much anything and everything. As your mind expands, you realize that I could actually hand off this to and this and this and this, way more beyond what you guys think it actually is. Some ideas I could add it to a screenshot to the sheet later. All right, so, and this is actually one of the components of one of the things, virtual assistants, just one component of things that you can automate and delegate. And what I actually teach inside of Legal Funnel is how to automate your email inbox, which is what you guys got last time. That was just, I went through it pretty fast. How basically you don't have to answer any emails, which sounds crazy, but it's possible. Your client onboarding, bringing on new clients. Your actual operations and your serving your clients could be automated. Your marketing tasks could definitely be automated. And even your legal tasks is usually the last level that lawyers want to hand off, but that's also obviously possible to be able to hand off. All right, so let's get to step 2, which is now we know what to give off. Where do we find these people? So first of all, what are virtual assistants? Because some people may not know it. These are usually freelancers that work around the world for every task you could possibly think of. And I got to say this, the cost of living and wage around the world is much less than the United States. That's why you can find hundreds of thousands of VAs for relatively very cheap, much cheaper than the minimum wage here, which a lot of lawyers in America don't understand. And there's a huge surplus of them. There's millions of them online that are dying to work. Okay. I posted, one of my people inside of my Facebook group asked me, how much are your virtual assistants? And I basically answered $3 to $6 an hour. And as soon as you guys hear that, like, what? It's so little. However, the minimum wage in these countries is usually about $2, maybe $4. So if they get a job that they can work from home and get paid well and be able to take care of their family at the same time, they love it. They love it, and they're being paid well, and they'll gladly take it. And if their family and friends could also have that job, that would get them to have it too. So you're not deceiving them. It's not anything bad. They're getting their fair pay, and they're super happy about it. And as I shared, it's the most leverageable business thing I've ever done for my own law firm. And you can hire them for $5 an hour, believe it or not. So let's cut to the chase. Upwork is the best place to hire virtual assistants. That's just the answer. I'm gonna tell you that's the reasons why. Just trust me on it. Upwork is the best, and buy their stocks, as I shared last time. So how do you hire your virtual assistants? Good news for you guys. I'm giving you guys a nice little package that has pretty helpful job posts, things like that, things that you guys need. Let me put into the chat. I'll be sending it to the chat. There you go. Click on that. Yeah. Once you click on it, it will download. It will download a zip folder to your computer. Open it, and you will get a bunch of stuff that looks like this. Has some job posts. If you guys need independent contractor agreements, it's there. Some notes about the legalities of independent contractors in the US. You don't have to deal about this. You don't have to deal with this for Upwork, but just for US independent contractors. Some notes, some other websites, some questions to ask your admin team, things like that, helpful stuff that you guys go to look at later. All right, once you guys get that pack, don't worry about it. As long as you guys have the link, and I'll give it to Maria to give you guys all the links too, and on all these sheets. Number 2 is to use Upwork. You go on upwork.com and you're gonna put up a job post. And I'm about to show you guys how to do this. I'm about to do it live, but I'll put up a job post. And the specifications that you guys have on the sheets, these are the things that you want to do. You want to hire them from Philippines. One of the secret sauces. The Philippines have the best VAs in the world. They're very well-mannered. They're very loyal. They're very nice. They speak English probably better than Americans. They don't really have accents. Sometimes they have roosters that cuckoo in the back. That's like the only downside thing. That's pretty funny. But other than that, they're usually really good people, basically. They're usually, you want to hire for $5 an hour on average. Always hire on hourly, on an ongoing basis. I never do a project-based hire. I always want to keep them going. And I want them to at least for them to have earned at least $1,000 on Upwork, or maybe sometimes even more, to show that, hey, they have worked as a virtual assistant on the platform for a while. And then you could also have review systems. So you say, hey, only show me the ones that have 90% job success rate. And then whenever I also post the project, I would say, hey, I want to be hiring them for longer than 6 months, which that means you find a good long-term full-time people, basically. All right. So I'm just going to go through it, and then I'll show you guys the actual. I'm going to go through it and go through it. As soon as you post the job post, you want to invite as many people to your job post. You know what? Let me just show it. I think it's better instead of talking it out. So what you do, you go on Upwork. Very easy. Don't overthink things. This is, by the way, this should, from beginning to end, should take you 15 minutes. All right. So you guys will have this recording, just at least see me do this. And then when you guys watch the recording, do it at the same time, basically. You post the job. You are going to hire for long-term. I have about 4 different teams that I'm hiring for. Just to show you guys, that's how I have 134 VAs and stuff. So the title, again, I give you guys a job post. Keep it very simple. The title is right here. It's just a default title. I would probably, switch it around because there might be a couple of these posts at the same time. And then this is just a sample description that you guys will be posting in a second. Job category is VA. Next. Description just gets posted here. Very simple. We're looking to hire this. Must have past experience as blank, whatever that is. Just keep it very casual and simple. Next, it's gonna be for ongoing project. Screening questions, you don't necessarily need to ask. If you really are dying to, you could ask like 1 screening questions. Hey, tell me about your past, virtual assistant job. What makes you great, whatever. I usually, just leave it open-ended for the most part. And I press next. Next, you pick an expertise. It's like it gives Upwork a chance for them to show you more relevant people. So let's just say I want it to be, virtual. If they have some stuff in email communication, maybe form completion, file management, data, not data entry. It's like way too broad, and things like that. Intermediate experience level. Nobody down here, nobody down up here. Somewhere in the middle is probably fine. Definitely worldwide. For this, I'm going to choose Philippines. And you want to be selective, by the way, when it comes from this point on. So worldwide in Philippines. I want to be anyone who can see your job. Anyone, basically. I don't care who sees it. And this is very important. How many people do you need for this job? Let me just scroll in. Maybe this is better. How many people do you need for this job? I always choose more than 1 freelancer. How many freelancers? I'll say 2. I don't want to invite anybody here. And this, I definitely want to take advantage of. This is how you filter out the types of people that you want to hire. So I believe, I'm not sure whether this depends on what type of plan they have, but whatever it is, basically try to be more selective as possible. So what I usually do, 90% and up. I don't include rising talent. English level, conversational or better. and I want them to earn at least $1,000 on Upwork. Click next. I want to pay by the hourly. I don't want to reveal the hourly range on the job if I don't have to. I want it to be more than 6 months. And, again, I want it to be ongoing. Hopefully, there's somebody that I'm going to be growing with, not just somebody that I only have for 5 to 10 hours. Maybe ideally 30 hours, by the way, is the most efficient hours that a VA could have. My goal is to always make this VAs 30 hours. And that's it. That was it. You review it. Everything is good if you guys follow this video along. And you post the job. That took like literally 3 minutes. Now, very important to invite some people to the job. Why? Because you want to tell Upwork, hey, this is a good job position. You should show me more people and probably better people to it. So I'm always going to invite people to it. And I have to basically go through this. Don't overthink it too much. I usually just look at, how much that they're offering for. By the way, whatever the price it says here is not necessarily the rate that you hire them for. It's just their profile hour. So just invite the job. You'll, however many invites that you have, just invite those people, that many people there. Again, this shouldn't take more than 3 minutes. After you finish, you give it 24 hours. Let's say you probably just close it. You give it 24 hours, you log back in, and then you will get something like this. So just today, my my VA created a job post for me. When people come, they basically submit their proposals. They could customize their cover letter. They give their rates, and you see their profile just like this. So look how cool Upwork is. So right away it shows you the person, what they're proposing, how much they've earned in the past, and what their success rate is, like basically their reviews on Upwork. And based on that, you basically you thumbs up, which is basically you shortlist the people that you think are good. So you shortlist a couple of them, 3 of them. Then I go to shortlisted. I usually rank it by the lowest hourly rate because I want to know who's the best. That's the cheapest. So rank them, go down. Oh, number 2 guy is good and number 4 guy is good. I'm gonna always send an offer to 2 people. Always. You never want to just hire one. It's a rule of 2s. I could talk about that later, but you always want to do things in pairs of 2s. So you hire 2 people because one is going to be better than the other. You basically invite them in the offer. You basically say, hey, great to have you. I'd like to basically hire you. You send the proposal for $5 an hour, even though if their profile says 8, you offer 5. They usually respond back. They accept. And in your job offer, you could say, hey, just message me on Skype, message me, email me, join my Slack, whatever that is, however way you can invite them to, so you can communicate with them. What I usually do myself is I invite them to Skype. I basically do the initial, tasks and things off Skype. And then when I know that they're long-term, I move them over to Slack, which is for more long-term communication. And I basically give 2 VAs a task. Hey, either they could be the same task, it could be different tasks. I just want to know who's going to do it better and who's going to do it faster. Especially when it comes to faster. They don't realize that they're being tested for doing it faster. But the good ones usually end up just doing it and submitting it to you, and then you review it and you're like, okay, this person is good. And that's it. At that point, you're either going to have 2 good VAs or you're going to have 1 good VA. And that will be your VA. This should all take place within 36 hours, basically. And you will have somebody now that you'll be able to, anything that you could think of, you're able to hand over instructions. And the best way to hand off instructions is this cool video tool called Loom, loom.com, where it allows you to click right here. It's a button. You click on start recording. You basically record your screen with a cool little video of you on the top right, where you basically share your screen, you talk, and you give instructions. Hey, when this happens, do this. I want you to do this. And these VAs are fully capable. They're smart. Don't think of them like they're, they could handle instructions. They could understand stuff. They could answer on your behalf. Just to give you guys some ideas, I have these virtual assistants answering my emails, taking care of filings, answering clients. Essentially, they're doing everything. pretty much everything. Some of them could answer calls. They could make calls. Whatever you can think of, whatever your imagination is. And one other thing, let's go through it to see the things I left out. So again, always hire 2 at a time. And then after you hire the 1 or 2, leave the job post open for other virtual assistants to apply, or whether if you want to hire more virtual assistants in the future, you'll be able to go back to the same job post and pick out prospect, number 5 and number 6. And again, the tasks, whoever complete the tasks better in a quicker amount of time, you invite them to Slack for further instructions. And then when it comes to management, basically why Upwork is also good besides the hiring and the onboarding is that they automatically take screenshots of their screen and record their activities on Upwork. So they basically have to clock in, and Upwork will take a screenshot to make sure that they're working. And you could always go in to see if they're working. However, from hiring so many of these virtual assistants, I can tell you that I only had like 1 or 2 mishaps amongst 130 VAs. So I usually, I assume that they're doing their job. But if you're if you're ever curious, you go and look at basically I give you guys instructions in the sheet where you'll be able to kind of look up their profile, their work diary, basically to see what they're doing. And that's the management. And then also automatically Upwork will automatically pay them once every week, automatically from your checking account. And you don't have to deal with, billing and any of that with them, which is a, huge help. And it's ongoing basis at that point. You just, all you have to do is message them instructions, basically. So make sure to get the starter pack if you guys didn't already. This is actually one of the valuable things that I give to our legal funnel students. And just want to also share that there are a lot of companies that do the hiring, onboarding, and managing these VAs for you. One of them is 24/7 Legal Assist. It's one that I'm associated with. If you see their ads, you've seen my ads essentially. It's basically they hire these virtual assistants from the Philippines, and I'll just provide you guys the link. If you guys, I don't have time for this, and maybe I don't get this, whatever it is, just know there's people that can do this for you. They're called 24/7 Legal Assist. And I showed you guys Upwork. And also, the most important objective this week, hire the virtual assistant. Make a goal for yourself. By Tuesday, I'm going to have, 2 virtual assistants. And a little thing that I have to share with you guys is also it helps to create an onboarding protocol or standard of operation to be able to easily onboard your VAs. It helps basically the employees start working, improves efficiency. Then at that point, once you create this one set of onboarding protocol, which I call it, then you'll be able to hire faster. You don't have to worry about training every time. At this point, I don't do any of the training. Obviously, it's this onboarding protocol that does the training for the most part, pretty much. And maybe one of my VAs who will basically just finalize, make sure that they know what they're doing. That's all the training that's required. Obviously, it saves you time for answering, questions, and allows you to remove yourself from the process. Hopefully you get to a point where you just tell the VA, go hire me under the VA, and that's it. Now you got a VA. Let me quickly show you guys the onboarding protocol. Let me show you guys my funnel version of it to see how intense it could get. It took me 4 or 5 years to be able to create this type of document, but hopefully you guys will be able to join Legal Funnel and get this and be able to create it for yourselves. But let me show it to you. So the first page, our mission, what we do, core values, what's great about our company, initial instructions that I want every VA to do. Basically, install this software, do this, learn how to use Mixmax, learn how to use Slack. We use these communications. These are, the different tools, etc. If you have any questions, message this VA. Explanation of our services. So they have all the links and everything, explanation there. Explanation of how to send Mixmax emails and emails, basically. Important notes, just important things about how to answer emails, respond back to emails quickly, always personalize every emails, etc. How to mark the emails. Everybody's responsibilities very clearly written, so everybody knows exactly what they're doing. Our team, who they are, and then now getting very granular for specific services. how to do exactly those steps, which is usually it's written words that provides the instructions, and that also goes to links that go to videos, Loom videos that kind of explain how to do that service, kind of like something like this. You know, for filing a YM LLC, once you do a name search, then after that you form the YM LLC, and then here's all the how to send the documents after it's formed, all that, etc. So things like that. So you kind of create a McDonald's style kind of standard of operations for yourself. All right, so what I'm gonna do, hopefully you guys, that was helpful. Again, I think the value will come from rewatching this video and actually putting up a job post and hiring your first virtual assistants by Tuesday, which I know you guys are fully capable of. This is what I teach basically inside of Legal Funnel. And I challenge people, and most of our students, 80-90% of our students, get their first virtual assistants basically through this same protocol. So what I'm gonna do is, with Maria's permission, I'm gonna offer a one-time only offer to our LA incubators to join Legal Funnel before April 15th, which is basically 1 week. And you just have to mention that you guys are from the LA incubator, have most of your names, so we know who you are. The programs is basically called Legal Funnel Mastery, which essentially I'll show you guys what it teaches. But it's basically creating and automating your virtual law firm. We are currently, actually, I've taught this course 6 times already. I'm actually about to graduate my 6th session on Tuesday, and we're starting the 7th session of this program on May 4th. So it's a perfect time to kind of get it in the very beginning of it. It's basically a 12-week program where systematically teaches you so much more with worksheets, videos, group coaching, basically very similar to this. And we also have a plan-on program, which is a little bit more hands-on. I have a certain percentage of students who need a little bit more hands-on, where I get involved, and I basically give you all my expertise and personalize the hell out of it. And I basically get on a Zoom with you for an hour 6 times to make sure that you implement all these different things, and I make sure that you actually do it. I like challenging people. And what it is, again, it's 12 weeks of live coaching. That the goal is to automate your dream virtual law firm. Not everything is done in 12 weeks. You just learn everything in 12 weeks. You implement as much as you can, and then you have many years that you'll be working on implementing. And I always, even after you finish the program, quote unquote, I always have my students in mind for special trainings, different things. And then constantly, if I know that you guys are these types of law, I email you guys and tell you guys just do these things. You'll own your own funnel, your own system by the end of the program, so everything is yours. We already had 138 lawyers go through this program through 6 sessions, and obviously they've been able to use this to get bookings and calls, and even have some students, actually one that I was talking to this morning, who's got his 2nd month of 6 figures, $100,000 $100,000 a month for 2 months straight, which is a huge accomplishment. I had another one who has been fully booked on Action Immigration using YouTube. He's been fully booked for a month and a half into the future from using Legal Funnel concepts. And the cool thing about Legal Funnel is I teach it in very concepts kind of form, and it could be applied to any type of law, essentially any type of law. It's concepts that are like fundamental to generating clients online, automating your law firm, getting a lot of Google reviews, and basically running a law firm that you love. About half of the students leave me video reviews, which is pretty cool. And I provide all the tools, resources, tricks, and everything. Essentially, it's like behind the scenes of everything. I don't hold anything back. In the same way that I've been able to generate 7,000 clients online myself in 6 or 7 years, and I also have about, how many reviews now? 2,385 Google reviews for just one of the law firms. Again, the reviews, if you guys don't believe me, all video reviews from the students. And again, weekly live coaching. There's a live Q&As at the end, worksheets, access to everything, and support and accountability, reviews, things that I always have to show just to prove you guys I'm not just making this up. I was also able to get 2 of these awards for generating over $1 million online using these systems and funnels for 2 separate law firms. I'm on the way for the 3rd one, and hopefully a 4th one too. You also get this cool little bonus. It allows you to create a one-liner for your law firm. This is like one of the fundamental stuff that every lawyer needs to be able to define exactly what type of law you practice. So instead of saying I'm a business lawyer, there's a much better way to kind of explain that. And just quickly answer the top questions that you guys probably have. Can I have an assistant attend for me? I'm too busy. Yes, I invite, my end goal is to make sure you guys succeed. So if you guys want to bring a virtual assistant or bring somebody from your law firm who can help you implement, I invite that. Will it work for my area of law? I could tell you yes. Do I need any technical knowledge? I could tell you no. There was only one technical aspect of this entire thing that was teaching that I actually took away. I hired a VA and I just have the VA do it for you guys. How can I fail in this program? The only way you fail is just you. All the information, everything is there. So I would say, no, it's totally up to you whether you have to stay focused and stay on track, which you guys, every single one of you guys is fully capable of. What recurring costs? It's about 150 bucks a month for the tools and different things that I show you guys. But as I share in there, it's well worth the money because in 12 months, I promise you'll make at least 10x from the money that you spend from these tools, if not more. How much time commitment is needed a week? I would say about 2 to 3 hours a week. Tuesday mornings is when we focus on this. Will I own the funnel? Yes, you own everything yourself. Again, just make sure you guys are interested in this. The link is, I put it on the bottom of your worksheets, legalfunnel.com/video. There'll be a little short video there. Watch it. See if the video resonates with you. Just book a call to you'll speak to somebody who can explain you more about the program. Again, we're starting in about 2 or 3 weeks, so I think it's like perfect time for you guys to meet. All right, I hope that was helpful. Now